everyone, and welcome to music. The music streams, the Saturday symphonies. This is the most consistent stream I do. I haven't streamed but once last week. It's been pretty much a week. Nothing but this. So, anyway, hope everyone is having a good day. Thank you all for joining me on this lovely, lovely Tuesday. Wait, I'm sorry. Today's not a Tuesday. Today's the only day that's not a Tuesday. Forgive me for my error. You gotta do that a lot. Our first song tonight comes from me, which is one of the best songs in my opinion from Mario Galaxy. I don't know if it's the best. It might be the best overall. It's the best in the first dome. For sure. My day became much better the moment stream started. Well, I don't know, it fills me with such an amount of, I don't want to say pride, but like, it fills me with, satisfaction. I don't know, what word is it, like, it makes me happy that this makes you happy. And I don't know, like, I don't want to take credit for that, but like, I don't know how to explain it. But thank you, Comcom. You don't think you're going to submit tonight? Alright, you do what you want to do. If you want to just listen to music, that's fine. I'm having a good day because it's music stream. Yeah, I think O had the biggest character arc of all time. Going from the biggest music stream hater to one of the biggest lovers. Fulfillment, that could be a good one. Hello, Garfin Bopper. I pretend? What do you mean I pretend? I don't think I pretend. It's funny, you all know what my phone sounds like when it gets a notification. I think that's kind of funny. To think that you know what my phone sounds like. Anyway, here's the first song. I'm gonna try not to ramble too much, but you know. One of my absolute favorite Galaxy songs. I don't think it's my favorite, but it's one of the best. It's probably top 5, top 3. It's really between Space Junk, Buoy Base, Gusty Garden. It's either top 4, top 3. I'd almost put it above Gusty Garden, but I don't know. Gusty Garden is really good. Music submissions are indeed open. Kirby Song of the Week, 32/44. And 7 out of 44. No loop for either. Alrighty, no loop. Exciting. That's pretty good. I still don't think it's like it's nothing in my opinion that's super special. It's not bad. Is good. 7 out of 44 is the next one. Still no loop. All right. Oh, not the Minecraft movie trailer. That was pretty good. The thing is with these songs, because they're from a game, I feel like I want like just the best part to be the whole song and like loop it or like extend it. Like I feel like a lot of the beginning of this was, I guess I would say filler. I don't know. Like I don't really know how to explain it. Like the best parts of the song is what I'd want the whole thing to be. I guess. Like I need more of that. Don't know how to explain that. It probably makes sense though. No loop. Staff credits. New Super Mario Bros. 2 from Garf. This is well. I don't know. That JP seems kind of strange. always loved dancing with GIFs. Such a strange thing, but it's fun. Dancing with GIFs. I invented it. It's a thing that only I do. Dancing with GIFs. A term we created. Yeah, I liked it. I like the voices. I like 64 voices. I'm gonna need to turn that down. Yep, the dog walked off screen. Oh my goodness, Garth, this is like one of my favorite Super Mario 64 songs.
Spaghetti. Ah, ravioli. Ah, mamma mia.
I fell asleep. Sorry about that. I hope I didn't snore. Anyway. Man, Garfield Bopper just keeps submitting good one after good one. Donkey Kong. I don't know if I know this one or not. But it's Donkey Kong. Thank you very much, Garf. Those were all very good submissions. Yes, you can submit unused video game songs. I forgot at the beginning of the stream to welcome everyone. I just realized that during that song. So, welcome 20. Welcome G Boogie. Welcome Garvin Bobber. Welcome Mac. Welcome Minecrafter. Welcome Yeet Yeet. Welcome G Boogie. I think I said that twice. Hang on. I started reading names up the list. Hello Quality. Hello Puddle of Cheese. Hello O. Hello Conkle. If my voice is quiet, it's just because I talk quiet. I'm very monotone. Hello Gold. Welcome. Welcome everyone to Saturday Symphonies again. Alrighty. Alright, let's move on. No loop, no, sorry, loop 1 minute, 2 minutes and 17 seconds for the first one. That was really good. I like that a lot. No worries. I'm glad you missed it. Let me hear more of it. That was pretty good. Mega Man has a really good soundtrack. I like that one because it has that dissonance to it, which is like when a key doesn't fit fit together harmonically. Sorry, it's when the two keys don't fit together harmonically, and so they sound a little bit off. Because you can notice in that song it did have like a off sounding to it until it had the main melody play, and it's the note that's in both of the off harmonies, so it kind of brings it together, but it still remains. It's hard to explain, but I like that. I like that part about it. not as much as the first one. This one's a little bit more stereotypical to normal, I guess, video games soundtracks. This first one was really unique. I like this one a lot. Not bad, not bad. I like the first one more. Welcome, Paper Potter. Welcome to the stream. And I think I saw someone, buddy. Welcome, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. All right. No loop, right? Yep, no loop. Okay, it just ends. It didn't have like an ending. It just loops. I don't know. That's so nostalgic music. It makes me think so much of the like me's and we's and Wii Sports and like Wii Fit and all that stuff. I love it. The Wii era was probably my favorite for Nintendo, and I don't know if that's just nostalgia or something else. Some people will get that reference. I don't know. There's something about the Wii era and Wii U that I just like. The fonts, the style, the the cleanness, I guess. I don't know. Of those consoles. Like, they're real sleek, you know. Not in a corporate way, though. Alright. No loop. I don't know if I remember this one. That's such a serene type, peaceful, sleepy song. I know you did that on purpose. No snoring sound effect this time, but I like that. Not my favorite Odyssey song, but it's a good song. I like the piano. I wish I knew what settings that was. What type of instrument piano exactly. Because it's obviously a keyboard. Or it could be a harp, I guess. 125. I do not know this game. I don't. It could be a game that translates in English to something different because this is an unused, unreleased music. So I assume it's for some game that maybe is not translated to English, or this upload of it. I don't know. I do not know that game. My goodness, Mario Galaxy. I'm glad you didn't submit the Egg Galaxy, but this might be my favorite submission of Garf's. Yeah, this is a top 10 for sure, at least. It could be more. I'm not sure for Galaxy. Let me move the GIF back. I love this one. But though, if this is the song that they use at all the time in SMG4, that's just more proof that it's Super Mario Galaxy, not glitchy. 137, no loop. I'm pretty sure this is a Wii game. I could be wrong, but baseball on the Wii seems pretty logical. I wish I had bought this one. I feel like it would have been a lot of fun. Wii Sports kind of, though, eliminated the need or want for any other sports game. Like, I never wanted sports games because it was just Wii Sports is already as good as it gets. How can you ever top that? This is pretty good for sports, for a Mario sports game. No loop. All right. It's quite funny you mentioned that, the Undertale, the there's a bone in my spaghetti, the papyrus reference, when the song itself almost sounds like Megalovania, or however you pronounce it. Had that dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's real similar to dun 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 dun. It's really close. Anyway, I probably did a horrible job explaining that. No Loop Castlevania sound team. Alrighty, that not my type of music. Yeah, I'm sure it was. I'm sure. I'm fairly sure that it served a good prologue. It better to be prologue, and I assume one of those words down there says prologue or something. Ah, yes, live a live, live a live, live a evil, live a evil. I don't know. That wasn't bad. It's funny how video games use so much electronic music and you really have no clue what instrument that was. It's probably like a computer sample of a different instrument, but it sounds like it could be a tuba, could be it sounds to me like a horn of some kind of brass instrument maybe. I liked it though. There's no way of knowing. For all I know, it could be a bagpipe, could be an organ. 1 minute and 11 seconds. like the steel drums. I have to say it like multiple times over. Like I stutter and I have to repeat the same word. So I like the steel drums. Anyway, no loop. This looks to me, it's just an older game. I guess it's on the Sega something, Sega Genesis maybe, Sega Dreamcast or something maybe. But this animation and this font style, it makes me think of something you see in like a slot machine. So, here's your gambling song. Oh. Now that is a cop theme. I can see it very well. The Garfin Copper theme. No Loop, Hydro City Zone Act 2. Also, I keep forgetting to do this. I'm glad I remembered before I started playing. Welcome, Lazy Kirby. Welcome to the stream. And welcome, Happy Antenna. Welcome. That's a 10 out of 10. That might be one of the best Sonic songs. We've had a lot of Sonic songs. And so although I've never played a game, I feel like I can judge Sonic songs completely fairly now. That's a really good one. 128. Very unique sound on this one. It's crazy how different Sonic songs can be. But I mean, hey, I need to take that back. It's not that crazy. Any video game series, every game is drastically different. You could not imagine a single song from Sunshine in Mario Galaxy. And they're just the one game over. I mean, maybe there'd be like one song, maybe. The beach theme probably could fit Sunshine. Maybe. Loops at 125. Hope I'm doing this right. Alright. Very orchestral, very cinematic. Moments almost made me think of like Lord of the Rings. So, Monster Hunter. I've heard that in Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds. I've heard that name before. I don't know the game though. So what is my top 10 list? We got Minecrafter. This is just ours. These aren't like my top 10 viewers. I should have rephrased that. Who are the top 2 highest hours? You got Minecrafter 230. Exactly. Spookier O with 177. Mac with 140. G Boogie with 89. Todd the Toad is still up there with 67. The Barons at 58. 7 is Purple Pikmin with 52. Garfin Bopper with 51. George Garcia with 45. And Quality with 40. You have entered the top 10, indeed. Very cool. Yeah, I like that kind of music, Gold. Thank you for submitting it. Oh, my goodness. Lazy Kirby has given me a gift. A great, glorious gift. It's the Green Streamer Battle from the best Paper Mario game. Non-negotiable. Anyway. 123, I don't know, I might ignore that. Of memories. I haven't played this game in over a year. I need to play it again. It's one of my all-time favorites. Number 2 or number 3 on my list of video games. I need to submit more Origami King. It feels unnatural. There are some 10 out of 10 Origami King songs, battles, and this is not one of them. It's like a jungle. It's like it's intended. It's intended. What in the world is that? It's intending to sound unnatural, but yeah, I can see. Kermit tries to figure out why his mouth is stuttering. That's a more accurate. There is no loop. All right. Hope you didn't lie. Not necessarily my thing. Not bad. Kinda simple. Maybe just a tad bit basic. I don't know. Not bad though. The game almost reminds me of like it's either a Subway Surfers game or it's like Lethal Company. I can't decide. 1 minute 17 cave story. Okay, we need to @unfunny. Someone @unfunny and tell him we're listening to the hit 2004 video game Cave Story. Someone do it. I'm sure he would. I'm sure he'll care enough to be here for this. I'll go ahead and play it. 1 minute 17 seconds. Just add him and tell him we're playing the hit 2004 video game. Make sure you specify that's 2004. Just a theory. Video music theory. I don't know. I feel like I can get better at it, but I gotta get loud. And that's like anti-me is getting loud. That's the thing, is like most YouTubers are known for getting loud. If that makes sense. Or they're known for the moments when they do get loud. 126. I just realized that you're known for the moments you do get loud is still no exception with me. I'm known for my roar. Sorry. This is weird, but it's weird and I like it. I don't know how to explain it. It's not something I would think I would like, but it's weird. I don't know. It has a very nice vibe to it. Look, no loop. Yeah, quality. You got a pretty good opinion there. This game, it is perfection. It is. I mean, I've played it every year of my life since I was old enough to play it and since it existed. And I've never gotten bored of it once. Mediocre. Mediocre. I can't remember how he says that. 118? Oh, okay. You got 3 here. So 118 is the first one. Is that what those ducks are called? Plungellos? Plungellos? I never knew that what those were called. Thank you, Mac. Now I know. But yeah, I could imagine this theme playing in one of the penguin levels in Galaxy, maybe. I have never 100%ed Sunshine, and I decided not to simply because of how tedious it looked to get the purple coins. If it wasn't for the purple coins and the levels where you don't get flood, I probably would have 100%ed it. Absolutely despise the levels where you can't use flood because Mario's movement in that game is more janky than 64, which is really funny. In my opinion, it's the most janky Mario. He has no long jump. I don't know. He feels very limited without the backpack. I just don't like it. Anyway, I'm rambling. Don't want to do that. Oh, this wasn't for the Warn song. This was for. Okay, we'll let it keep playing then. When the drums start playing, that's when Mario's on Yoshi, right? That's what the music switches to. Pretty sure. Because I've seen memes before. It's like music before you're on Yoshi, then music after you're on Yoshi, and it's like a whole bunch of drums. But no, Mac, I love Sunshine. It's a Mario game. I love the themes of Sunshine, the way it works. Um, I just don't think it's a game that I could 100% because of the jankiness. It's not bad though. When you got Flood, it works good. It's just I don't know. I don't think I can handle it for as long as I need to. Anyone that doesn't like the stream will be locked in a room with Rin while he rambles about Galaxy. True. Honestly, you already are, technically. Only 33 seconds, alright? I love Saria's song. Honestly, it's really between Song of Storms and Saria's song for the best ocarina song, and I almost would give it to Saria. And it's so funny how I've seen memes of like people who grew up playing this game and how that song they hated that song because it got stuck in their head because you have to hear it so much. But like I didn't grow up playing this game, and so I've just heard it little bits, and it's like one of the best songs in the whole game. So I don't know if I'd mind hearing it over and over. I don't know what my opinion on that would be. But yeah, these games. I love the Ocarina, the way that game uses that. It uses a musical instrument in a game. It's so cool. Um I have an Ocarina and I tried my best to learn this song. I've learned like the first little bit of it. It's a hard song because of how quick it is. But I got like the dun 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 and I got that part figured out, so. Anyway, no loop. This is quite a thumbnail.
Kirby, 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 that's the name you should know. Kirby, 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 he's the star of the show. He's more than you think, he's got maximum pink. Kirby, Kirby, Kirby's the one. He comes right back at ya. He comes right back at ya. Give it all that you got, take a very best shot. He'll send it right back at you for sure, yeah.
How can I help you, King DDD?
I need a monster to claw with that there Kirby.
That's what we do best at NME.
You better get it with a money back guarantee.
Oh, Kirby, 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 saving the day. Kirby, 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 he's here to stay. Don't be fooled by his size, you won't believe your eyes. Kirby, 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 Kirby's the one. Right back at ya. Yeah.
I had no idea Kirby Right Back at Ya existed. No idea that Kirby had a show. The things you learn. Quite funny. Quite funny looking show, to be honest. Looks like a Super Mario Super Show. That's the things you learn. The things you don't know. The more you learn, the more you don't know. Because before I knew this show existed, I didn't know how many episodes of the show are, what it was about. But now that I know the show exists, I have so many more questions about it. Anyway, no loop. That might be my favorite of all of the Indus Nye soundtrack, because they've all had video game music mixed with classical music. And this is one of my favorites, Hungarian Rhapsody. Almost said Rhapsody. My goodness. Rhapsody. I never have looked it up before. I almost wonder if that is Hungarian Rhapsodies by Tchaikovsky. Because I think Tchaikovsky's like my favorite classical musician. I think that's who it probably would be. But this has been my favorite out of these so far. Very good. All right. Oh, crazy bus. Oh, is Garf here? It's the blue bus theme. Well, this is that is something. That was quite the song. If ever there was the song, that's the music that plays when you're riding on the blue bus, my goodness. Anyway, loops at 150. Here we go. Like that has it almost makes me think of like it would be in I always have to compare it to other stuff. It can't just never be its own thing. No, it makes me think of Toy Story 3, the video game. I don't know why. It has that like almost playfulness I don't know how to describe it. It's not like super bouncy, but it had that. It's not a swing either. I don't really know. unpopular opinions, I'm unsure, but this is good. I like this. It's very, very simple. It's kind of just almost just a beat on its own. It makes me think of a little bit of funk here and there. It's kind of funny, but I like it. It's strange. No idea what game this is. A-Train Item Asylum. Kirby comes in here with the most obscure games with like the best soundtracks. 155. Again, it's not bad. Now, these have been pretty good tonight, the Ratchet and Clank, but it does make me think of the Toy Story 3 game. I don't know why. Might just be the sound font. I don't really know. When was this game released? Was it around like 2011, 12, or was it older or newer? They both loop at around 135. All right. Hang on. This isn't O. Yeet posted these. Should we still at O for Bug Fables? It's a Bug Fables song. Yeah, Minecraft, you really do work hard for music streams. I did, buddy. It's pinned. I pinned it the second he said it. Thanks for the reminder, but yeah, it might need to refresh. Should we at O? Okay, O is here. I feel like I heard that in the game. I just didn't pay too much attention to it. But I think I did like this in the game. I just forgot to come back and listen to it. Thank you for submitting it. Very good. Also, welcome Bubba7137 to the stream. Yes, I would hope that this is very chill and nice vibes of a stream. I would hope so. Welcome. If you have a song you'd like to submit, you're welcome to. We still have one slot open for anybody new who joins. That's Windows 135 for this one as well. All right. That's a really good idea, buddy. I should copy paste them into a command, and then you can just redeem stream rules or just explanation music rules, and it'll pop up what's written in Discord. The thing is, I would hate for it to be something that gets pinned a lot or pops up, because that would take up a large chunk of chat. So we'd have to split it between multiple chats, which Streamlabs can do. It'll have to send multiple. You'd have to really summarize it, but you could summarize it longer than you could in one chat. Like you could do two whole chats, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm rambling. Good song. Pokemon. Never played these games, but that was good. It was good. Yep. That was quite nice. No loop. All right. My day's been pretty good, Bubba. I hope yours has been as good as well. I have struggled tonight. I don't know why. My speech doesn't want to work right. Much better now that Music Stream has started. Anyway. That was not bad. It wasn't necessarily anything super unique, but for a desert dark sands Sphinx, I get it. Makes sense. No loop for G Borgie. All right. Hi-ho! Kermit the Frog here. This is a pretty good song. Probably the best of 3 parts, to be honest. So glad the Dark Age is over. I know. We are living in the Renaissance. It's amazing. The Snap Cube references were worse than the Dark Ages, and you know, honestly, Kermit the Frog here, I agree with you. I do, maybe, I don't know, maybe. Hello, Cape Crusader, welcome. Got this on the background. Have a nice voice call. Yeah, my voice does change though. You never know who's gonna be talking, but yeah. Alrighty, next one is 1 minute 40 seconds. Here we go. Oh, yo, what up, dudes? It's Sus. Just want to say, this is a good song. You know, it's most overrated Splatoon song probably. You know how it is. You know how it is, dude. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but there are better ones. Believe you me. All right, no loop, dude. Love seeing no loop.
Not bad song. Not favorite either. Good. Still good though. Still good. Yes. 2:35 loop. Okay, let's try again. This time, sound good, okay? No loop.
Hey dudes, it's me, Sus. I heard someone wanted me to come back, so I guess that's a thing now. You people want me to come back. That's pretty cool. Guess that's a thing we're doing now. Huh. Anyway, dudes, got the next song, no loop. Here we go.
I was so happy when they announced that this course was coming to the Mario Kart DLC. I always hope it's going to get voted on. I'll always love that. Anyway. 1:30. Alright, O's going to disappear again. So long, O. Yeah, Seuss, he may be back. Seuss might become a recurring thing that just randomly appears. Who knows? What other voices have I done in the past? I couldn't remember all of them. I'm excited for this game. Unfunny submitted some of these a long time ago, and I still go back to them. Undertale Yellow has a really good soundtrack. I didn't notice for a long time, but Note Block worked on it, and I like a lot of Note Block's remixes. Some of them really good. He has a way he understands how video games should sound, and so just figured I'd say that. I don't know. 318. All right, Persona. Yeah, Persona, I've always heard that game had a good soundtrack. I haven't heard much from it, submitted in music streams, surprisingly. Um, I like that. I like the one that I think... There's another one that was submitted I liked more, but this was not bad. Anyway. 15 seconds. Only 15 This is quite the song. If ever there was a song, this is the song. Anyway, I probably shouldn't waste too much time on it, but anyway, moving on. 1 minute 15 seconds. I think it looped, but I just wanted to listen to it. It was good. We got time. Very good. 122? Unnecessarily hard. Well, I'll be the judge of that. I remember when I first played this game and I reached this point of it, I was like, wow, that might be my favorite boss theme. And it might be. I need to go back and listen to them. Or, I mean, battle themes, sorry. Such a long time ago. You know, that was almost a year ago now. That's how crazy it is. Just a few more months and it would be a full year since I played this game. It's crazy how much has changed. Absolutely insane. 2:14. Song. If this is not for a water level, I'll be surprised. It says Fairy Village, so I mean I could believe that too. But it sounds so much to me like it'd be like a cave or water level or something. It better be like nighttime at the Fairy Village or something. I don't know. 2:08. All right. whoops. Has such a nice little, I don't know, like bounce to it, I guess, is what you call it. Banjo-Kazooie is a game I gotta play. I've always seen this game talked about and shown places. I've gotta eventually break down and play it. Hello, Neon Victor. Welcome. I think you were here earlier. I just forgot to say hello. All right, you're heading out. Take care. I will be seeing you, Neon. Take care. Wow. Oh, you love this game more than you love the bug game, or you love this company more than you love bug games. Sorry, I said that weird. Anyway. Alrighty. It's on NSO. Is it on the N64 NSO? Because I don't have the N64 expansion. I don't have the expansion pass. If that makes sense. I don't own the premium. Anyway. No loop. Oh, it's underneath it. Okay. Always gotta remember to look underneath it. Alright, 212. It sounded good at the beginning, and it changed. Strange. Anyway, I don't know. I didn't really like that one. I'm sorry. Not my taste. 142. All right, here we go. the full 30 minutes. Be absolutely insane. Hang on just a second. I'm sorry about that. I'm back. Alright, next one is 1:15. Here we go. O did manage to find a pretty peaceful Bug Fable song. And it kind of turned into the sentimental song of the stream, didn't it? I love this company. And I can't believe that I get to be Rin. I think I've said that a lot, but if I had 100 lives, I would spend them all just being Bummerman. So thank you all. Alrighty, that was pretty good. That was actually a really good song, though. Thank you. And here is an Origami King song. This is a top 10, top 5. I'm trying to submit the best of the best. let it play, but it did legally loop. I know, even though I didn't say so, because I'm Rin, and I can get away without putting a loop. I know in my mind when it loops, and it did. So, hope you all enjoyed that. That's one of my favorites. That's a top 5. All right then. So we joke, but if we actually make it to 20 years, it seems impossible. What could we possibly do to live up to the hype of 20 years of dishing out the phrase "election for mod"? I promise you, if it lasts 20 years, that would be an insane amount of time. I almost said how old I would be. That's crazy. You'd know how old I was now. That would have been a mistake. But if it does last 20 years, I promise I will make the election for mod the biggest thing you could possibly imagine. It'll be like 5 Thanksgiving streams combined. Maybe more. It'll be 20 Thanksgiving streams combined. Anyway. You should, quality. It's not Thousand Year Door, but it's good. Anyway. 140. Here we go. Kirby. And it's not from Comcom. That's pretty good one. That's pretty good. Every time a Kirby in the Forgotten Land song is submitted, I sit here with like with my 2 pointer fingers like pointed up at my nose, like across my lips, like I'm thinking hard, like I'm judging this song, because Minecrafter has built up hype for this game's OST so much. I go into every single one like fully expecting something. It's funny. All right, no loop. That's pretty good. I've never played Mario Party 8, but I get the Mario Party's games so confused. Like, I can't remember if it's 8 that's disliked or if it's 10. I can't really remember. No loop again. Here we go. Hello, Raven Turn. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I like that one. 9 is the worst in the franchise. Okay, that's the one that's disliked. That makes sense. Anyway. No loop. Here we go. Spirit of the North. I saw this is on sale on Steam. I was tempted to buy it. I probably will just to play on my own time. But I started thinking, is it a game that would be a contender for the big bummer game? Is it a real niche but still has a real dedicated fan base, or is it a really short game? I just started thinking about it. That was pretty good. I like that one. That had a very I don't know. I don't want to use serene because that's not necessarily serene. Calming. It made me think of Hollow Knight at a few moments. Very nice. Here's another one from me. Here in my opinion is like the third best in the game. I've posted the top 2 I think before. I don't know if I've posted this one or not. Well, I hate to end it, but it did loop. I will be courteous and I will end my song of the loop. Just because it's mine doesn't get an exception, but that's like the 5th, 4th, 3rd, somewhere in there. The other contenders for its spot is like number 1 is probably like Autumn Mountain. Number 2 and 3 could be The Great Sea. Maybe Shogun Studios, I'm not sure. This one could be number 3. Now this one you're gonna recognize this one. Yeah, you probably recognize that. Maybe. You'll hopefully recognize this one. And then you will. Oh wait, sorry, got interrupted. this song butted in front of me. Nah, it's fine. No loop. All right, here we go. Let's see what this is.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill, I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Someday you go through the rain, and someday you'll feed on a tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive for the day we see new light. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
A snake eater is quite a funny concept to mention in Metal Gear context. I would assume. I don't know why. It made me think of something I would imagine in like a. This is gonna sound really weird. Incredibles. I don't know why. I guess it's that time period, like 60s, 70s. I don't know. It's weird. Alright, here's another origami sound effect that you will definitely recognize. If you don't recognize this one, then I don't really know. Honestly, it's really short, you may not. There we go. That's the subscriber sound. I thought I would post those to be funny. So I didn't post 600 Origami King songs. I posted 2. And just showed off where the sound effects were from. Alright, no loop. was pretty good. I don't know why. I wouldn't want to play a game die in the dungeon. Kind of makes it sound like I'm gonna die in the dungeon. Anyway, welcome Pyroclasmic Slooch. That's a good Pikmin 3 enemy. Well, I like the way you said that though, Minecrafter. It sounds like you said that as if we really are a business or a company. Community passion is at an all-time high. Love for this company is through the roof. We've had a lot of, I don't know, the statistics, the graph, or whatever, it's like you're looking at like a business graph, like the sales of this quarter. This quarter has been a huge success. Your marketing campaign has really succeeded, or something funny like that. Anyway, here's the last song. I like that song. That's a good one. Celeste has some good music. I'm pretty sure this is a mod though. Whoever did this mod did an excellent job. It sounds just like something that would be in Celeste. From the little I've heard. That's funny, Minecrafter. A little bit of lore. Why did the I love this company? Why was that what you used? Mmm. Zinzut is a lie. You can recapture the old joy. That's a funny reference. That should be this Saturday, hopefully. I mean, you can find joy in the same thing twice, at least. Never in the exact same way. But that doesn't necessarily mean it will be less, though. Could be more. Who knows? Anyway, wasn't this on last streamer? It was 2 streams ago, I think. It is now Sunday, indeed. It is now Tuesday. Sunday, Tuesday. Who knew? Oh well. Welcome back, Mac. Mac is back. Thank you all so much. I need to make a documentary on how music streams got started. Like it's really funny because it's all caused a color splash. Well, I was really into the subspace dub, and that was the most iconic line from it. It also could be used to mean exactly what I wanted. I mean, it was pretty good. I didn't know where it was from when you used it. It's funny how much stuff is from those Snapcube dubs. Yeah, they were wild. No rules. It was no man's land. No, it was more like Splatoon Anarchy. It's crazy. It's a lawless land. But we got the rules pretty much perfect. The only thing I'd like to fix somehow, but that would involve more people, I think, or less people, would be that you don't have to work as hard as you do Minecrafter, because you gotta multitask, like 3 different things. You were entering war, my goodness. You bet Luke is losing his mind? Yeah, the strawberry jam is a pretty highly liked song on here. I'd say it's top 3. Maybe top 4. I know the Frankly theme isn't up there. I know Pete's song, Roland. Those are like 3 really high ones. I'd almost say this one ranks above Frankly, as crazy as it is. It could also rank above. It could also rank above Roland, maybe. We haven't ever resubmitted Roland. Pete's song has been one of those. Yeah, quality. I mean, usually O and other people help out as well on music streams with submitting people's submissions, but you got to check the songs that are submitted for loops and all that stuff. I guess it's not too much work. You could post at any time, no need to say loop. Feel free to use curses also you can't close submissions. What a bizarre way to go about it. Yep. Well, that was back when we had so few people, and these streams weren't like super popular. So it was just people, as they thought of a song, they'd put it in there during the week. And then on Saturday, I'd go through them. You wish you remember Renaissance? Do you have amnesia? Amnesia sans Garf? Anyway. I probably need to be ending here soon. I like rambling though. Music streets. Music streets. Alright, oh, I'll be seeing you. Take care. 180 views. I guess over time, I guess it's gotten views. I don't remember it being super popular. It did go to 3 a.m. though. That's true. That is true. I will do that again. Summertime, when people can be here, and it's not like I'm holding people against their will. I'll go to 3 a.m. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Pete's song is a very unique song. Roland is definitely a competitor to this, although it's very different. It's not the chill guitar vibes. It's like epic cinematic heavy strings, I guess. I don't know. Staccato. I'm not sure what term to use. It's not in this same genre, but as far as like songs go, I enjoy it just as much, even though they're nothing alike. Anyway, I am holding us here against your will. Okay. I feel so accomplished to be in the top 10 hours. I was striving for that at least a month. Well, you made it, quality. I'm glad you did. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we don't really resubmit Roland. We've resubmitted, frankly, and Pete's song every so often. And we're probably going to be starting to resubmit this one. The top 10 Renaissance song video. I did a video a long time ago. It is the most outdated video on the planet Earth. It is more outdated than, like, the original Sonic trailer. I don't know. It's the most outdated thing in the universe. It is such a video packed full of lies at this point. I think we should do another one. Top 10 Renaissance sons. I have 10 sons and here they rank. And here they are ranked from 1 to 10. Anyway, thank you all so much. I will see you all Monday. There will be a poll in the Discord. It'll be Hollow Knight, Tears of the Kingdom, or Bug Fables. I'm not adding any more games until I get... I'm sorry. I completely forgot. I gotta beat Superstar Saga first. So Monday will be Superstar Saga, and then if I beat it, Tuesday will be those 3 games. I'm sorry. I said that out of order. Anyway. It is, yesterday was Tuesday Eve. Every day is Tuesday. Every day has the last name Tuesday. So it's Saturday, and then Sunday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, and then Friday, Tuesday. And then you got Saturday. Saturday's the only one that's not Tuesday. Anyway, I gotta end. Thank you all so much. Take care. I will see you Monday.